How's it, guys? I'm Chitesta, and Sony recently revealed the new PlayStation 5 controller, which they're calling the DualSense Controller as opposed to the DualShock 5. I've got thoughts. Let's shoot the shit. So, this is what this thing looks like. Pew. My initial reaction was, it's okay. Right off the bat, I'm getting super Portal vibes. I don't know if that's just me, but it feels like it was designed by Aperture Science. So it's a huge departure from the current DualShock 4, which I absolutely love. When you compare them side by side, the DualShock does look a smidge outdated, simply by virtue of the fact that the DualSense is so futuristic and clean. Yeah. Now, to my surprise, the image that they released was this black and white two-tone affair that they've got going on, as opposed to the solid black as per the usual. And my initial question was,
does it come in black?
And the entire internet seems to agree with me, because it is chock full of people doing render passes of this thing in black, which looks sick. But yeah, it looks quite balling. And if you stick them side by side, I think that, at least for me personally, the cleaner look is the solid black design as opposed to the two-tone. Now, I wouldn't stress too much about that, because if we look at the PlayStation 4 and the DualShock 4 as an example, look at the plethora of colors that they've got. It's a pretty safe bet that they're going to release different color variations. And already people on the internet have started doing renders of some really sick designs, like game-inspired designs, as well as just general color shifts. I'm kind of liking the color gradient that's going on. Looks awesome. Quickly, so I don't take up too much of your time, let's go through the stuff that I like. I'm glad that they're keeping the symmetrical design, because I don't know about you, but my hands are symmetrical, and I play like this and not like this. Second of all, they've tried their best to pack in a whole bunch of new technology into the controller, and they mentioned that they're trying to keep the footprint a little smaller, without bulking it up too much, which I'm really glad about, because I personally don't like the size and the bulk of the Xbox controllers, and that's not a hand size thing, because I've got fucking meat hooks. These things are huge. So I just ergonomically prefer the size and shape of the DualShock 4s. So I hope that it doesn't stray too much in terms of grip feel. But at this point, Sony's been in the game for like 24 years, and they haven't really fucked up, in my opinion. So I'm trusting them, giving them the benefit of the doubt. That's how English works. But yeah, other than that, I've seen a lot of people having a little bit of a shit fit about the microphone, which I don't think is such a big deal. Yeah, Sony themselves readily admit that if you want to be doing a lot of voice chat, it's better to just get a headset. Of course they would. It would be better. Plus the distance from the clicking of the buttons, you're not going to get while you are playing. However, I do think that it's great for like that one-off use case, or if you just need to quickly hop in and play, you don't have a second to grab, or you just want to do some voice typing, because whilst I am fairly efficient at typing on the little pop-up keyboard, it is a pain in the ass sometimes. So if you can just like hit a little voice type and it's using some if it's using some voice recognition, provided you don't do that, it'll be fine. It'll be great. You know, do a little bit of YouTube, do a little bit of Netflix or something of the sort. An on-control microphone would be fantastic, because then you're looking like one of your TV boxes. Ultimately, my thoughts, the longer I've spent looking at it, the more it's growing on me. It definitely does remind me of, like, it really does look like the future, or at least our idea of the future. You know, it's kind of like the panels of the Sunny from I Am Robot, from iRobot, I Am Robot, one of those, the Will Smith movie with the really cool Alan Tudyk robot. Looks kind of like that, and I'm down for that future. If they got a black one, last concern is the loss of color in the face buttons. If you look at it, those are all grayed out, and whilst that looks really clean and really minimalist, and my OCD's really happy with that, my worry is what effect that will have on the playing experience, because as humans we're wired to recognize color almost before anything else, before shape, before letter, before wording. Size and color matters to us, and so even though they've fallen out of vogue, QTEs or quick time events, such as in God of War, rely quite heavily on your brain picking up the color and associating it with the color of the button on the controller. So you got the green triangle in the top, and your brain goes, cool, hit green, green button, green, red button, circle, gray, bluish button, X, and pink button, square. Now, for those of us who have grown up with this is probably not an issue, but for newer players or people coming over that haven't associated those colors with those positions, it might actually cause a slight drop in the intuitiveness of this, which is a real word. Yeah. But aside from that, in conclusion, I'm down. Let's see. I'm going to wait a while anyways, because you want to see if they iron out the kinks, if there are any. But also, hopefully, there'll be a surprise release where they go, yo, here's a black version, because that's the one I'll be getting. Because I'm Batman. Anyways, I love these little chats we had, and let's do it again sometime.